Blackpool Tower is an iconic beacon of our town's heritage. It has towered above the sands since 1894 and is one of Britain's best-loved landmarks. Did you know that it stands at 518 feet above sea level and is a Grade 1 listed building? Its surrounding buildings contain more than 5 million bricks. Today we're joined by local historian Barry McCann, who will share a fascinating insight into its past and what makes Blackpool Tower a treasured part of our coastal heritage.
Blackpool Tower was opened in 1894, having been built by a consortium called the Blackpool Tower Company, who were formed in 1890, with former Mayor John Biggerstaff as its chair. It was, of course, based on the famous Eiffel Tower in Paris, not quite as tall, at 518 feet. It was designed by Lancashire architects James Maxwell and Charles Tuke. Unlike the Paris equivalent, it was also decided that there should be an entertainment centre at the base, hence the three-storey red brick building containing the Tower Circus, the ballroom and all the other attractions. There was also an aquarium. In fact, the aquarium already stood on the site, being Dr. Cocker's aquarium, and they decided to not only retain that building but incorporate it into the new build, where of course it remained until 2010, when it was moved to the Sea Life Centre to make way for the Tower Dungeon. As I said, it opened in 1894. It was sixpence to get in the Tower buildings, sixpence to go up to the top, and a further sixpence to visit the circus. Since the opening, the Tower Circus has never missed a season. It's played every year. And its most famous resident clown is undoubtedly Charlie Caroli, a statue of whom is on display in there. These days it's Mookie the Clown and Mr. Boo, but Caroli is very, very fondly remembered. The Tower Ballroom was originally a lot smaller, and originally the Tower Pavilion. It was rebuilt in the late 1800s. Designed by Frank Matchman, who of course designed the Grand Theatre and has remained ever since. It observed very, very strict rules in its early days. One of the rules was that gentlemen could only dance with ladies. There was no dancing allowed on a Sunday, but there was usually an orchestral recital. And in 1929, the Wurlitzer organ was installed. And from 1930 to 1970, Reginald Dixon became the resident organist and earned the name of Mr. Blackpool. These days, Phil Kelsall has that honour. The Tower buildings, of course, seen many changes. There used to be a menagerie on the top floor and roof garden. The menagerie was removed when Blackpool Zoo was opened and the animals moved to nicer environments from those old Victorian cages. It was replaced by jungle gyms, which remained there until the tower was bought back by the council. Merlin were put in charge, of course, from 2010 onwards. They, of course, decided to install the Tower Dungeon and move the aquarium to the Sea Life Centre, and more or less continues as it is to this day, with the council now back in full charge. So hopefully a bright future for the Tower awaits.